Epistolary novel. An epistolary work of literature is one written through a series of documents. Most often, these documents are letters, though they can also be diary entries, newspaper clippings, and more recently, blog posts and emails. The word epistolary is derived from Latin from the Greek word epistle. The epistolary form can add greater realism to a story because it mimics the working of real life. It is thus able to demonstrate differing points of view without recourse to the device of an omniscient narrator. An important strategic device in the epistolary novel for creating the impression of authenticity of the letters is the fictional editor. Epistolary novels were very popular in the 18th century, but its origin date is further back and the genre is still in use. There are two theories on the genesis of epistolary novel. The first claims that the genre is originated from the novel with inserted letters, in which the portion containing the person narrative in between the letters was gradually reduced. The other theory claims that the epistolary arose from miscellanies of letters and poetry. Some of the letters were tied together into a plot. Types of epistolary novel. Epistolary novels can be categorized based on the number of people whose letters are included. This gives three types of epistolary novels: monologic, dialogic, polylogic. Monologic, giving the letters of only one character. Example: The Sorrows of Young Werther by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Dialogic, giving the letters of two characters. Example: Letters of Fanny Butler by Mary Jane Riccoboni. Polylogic, containing the letters of three or more characters. Example: Bram Stoker's Dracula. These are the three types of epistolary novel. James Cromwell was 17th century Anglo-Welsh historian and writer who is in many ways a representative figure of his age. He was the founder of epistolary novel. His Familiar Letters is the first epistolary novel. The first novel to expose the complex play that the genre allows was Ephra Benn's Love Letters Between a Nobleman and His Sister, which appeared in 3 volumes in 1684, 1685, and 1687. The advantages and disadvantages of epistolary novel. The advantages of the novel in letter form are that it presents an intimate view of the character's thoughts and feelings without interference from the author, and it conveys the shape of events to come with the dramatic immediacy. Also, the presentation of events from several points of view lends the story dimension and verisimilitude. Though the method was most often a vehicle for sentimental novels, it was not limited to them. Some disadvantages of the form were apparent from the outset. Dependent on the letter writer's need to confess to virtue, vice, or powerlessness, such confessions were susceptible to suspicion or ridicule. The 17th and 18th century saw the rise of epistolary novel to a dominant prose from throughout Europe, first in France and England, then in Germany and Eastern Europe. The popular examples of epistolary novels. Epistolary novels during the 18th century. Samuel Richardson's Pamela or Virtue Rewarded in 1740 and Clarissa in 1748. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's The Sorrows of Young Werther in 1774. These are the popular examples of epistolary novel during the 18th century. Epistolary novels during the 19th century. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in 1823. Jane Austen's Lady Susan in 1871. Bram Stoker's Dracula in 1897. These are the popular examples of epistolary novels during the 19th century. Epistolary novels during the 20th century were Jean Webster's Daddy's Long Legs in 1912, C.S. Lewis' The Screwtape Letters in 1942, Alice Walker's The Color Purple in 1982. These are the popular examples of epistolary novels during the 20th century. Epistolary novels during the 21st century were Mark Dunn's LMNOP in 2001, Meg Cobbet's The Bowie Next Door in 2002, and Lionel Shriver's We Need to Talk About Kevin in 2003. These are the popular examples of epistolary novels during the 21st century.